One waiting. Oh, that was me. How do I get to play? I know. Come on. Welcome to Dinner in a Boat, where you watch us try and figure out things. Not exactly. Why? I think we are. I'm trying to get to the live. Oh, there we go. Oh, let's touch it now and see if it. Oh, hello. Dinner boat. There. Yeah, it says we're live. Are we now? Yeah, well, it says, but I keep on touching the thing. Oh, I think it's going. No. There. Hello. It's going. The sound's good. Let's turn that down. All right. Tonight. They can't hear you. I have the microphone, but I can tell them. Tonight's meal is chicken Alfredo. Which would you like me to put these in that pan of boiling water? Okay, so we have boiling water behind me. And I'm going to put just a couple drops of. Oh, you put oil in there already? Okay, so there's oil in there. So we got noodles going in the pan of water on the electric stove over here. There goes some noodles. Someone in the pan, someone on the floor. You want all these in there? It's a pound. Okay, 1 pound. 1 pound went in there. Okay. Look at this, all organized. You can't see them over there, but she's got all these little things. And she likes to say she's prepared. Let's see here. Look at her, all her little dishes here with everything measured out and ready to go. Hey, as long as we're doing this, there's a little tour around the old kitchen. There's the backyards out there. Some of those boat projects hidden out there. No, we don't get to give you a tour very often. Some plants up there. There's the oven and the fridge. That'll conclude our 2-second tour of the kitchen. What you don't get to see when we're up here on the tripod. So, and then me here, I was getting ready to fill my glass with some pop. Because, of course, the children, when you say, hey, make sure you go grab me a glass of pop, well, they'll empty your 2-liter on you, and they won't put a fresh one back in the fridge for you. I was going to ask if they might have a cup for you, too. No, I don't know where the cup is. That's missing. I got it just right. You're doing Margie's. Well, I'll give you the mic and you can tell them what you're doing. Here we go. You know, we definitely got to get the other microphone working. There you go. Here we go. Passing off the baton again.
Hello. Okay, I'm throwing the chicken in the pan. It's hot. We're gonna turn it down just a little bit. I'm gonna cook up this chicken. Yeah, a little hot. Yeah, we gotta get broccoli going at some point. We have a resident broccoli eater that wants broccoli with the chicken Alfredo dinner tonight. But I can't think anything else that goes good with chicken Alfredo is broccoli. No, you can't use that pan. I'm making my sauce in that pan. He's trying to help. There you go. We're going to add a little bit of garlic and jalapeno to this, just a little bit as it's cooking. I almost opened the spoon side, that would have been horrible. Just a little bit. Give it a little bit of flavor, the chicken a little bit of flavor. Got some big pieces in here. Make them a little smaller. So, dinner.
Okay, the broccoli's going over on the electric stove. Well, no, we'll put it on the middle burner.
I don't know if it's gonna light for you.
Oh,
that one will.
Yeah, but here, what do you mean it won't light?
I got it, yeah.
I got the light right here.
We'll go, because it's on.
There.
Perfect. All right. Just get this up. Get it all cooked up. It's doing pretty good. One thing about chicken. Where is she?
Over here.
Wait, she's just laying over there, just waiting for something to drop. Just waiting in the wings for some little treat to make her way. All right, I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit more. I'm gonna throw my onions in. Actually, no, I'm gonna cut up my pepper. About half of my pepper. Oh, usually we put mushrooms in, but I don't think we're gonna do mushrooms tonight. Just cut this up here real quick. And I got a little bit of onion cut up already and half a jalapeno. We're gonna add a little heat to our, oh, we got mushrooms. We're gonna add a little heat to our chicken Alfredo tonight. And go with the mushroom, and go with the mushrooms and the peppers. Might as well throw it all in, huh? Maybe not all of the onion. Because we gotta get our garlic in there too. But we're gonna add that last when it's done cooking down a bit. Oh, hey. Well, I guess we can cover, so I don't know if you've watched the channel at all, you'll see that we have a couple of projects going right now, a couple of boat projects going. One of them is my jet boat that we're trying to find a set of tall valve covers for. We were going to have them welded, but they're aluminum and they have too much magnesium in them. So that kind of didn't work out the way we wanted it to. Free boat. No, not free boat. All right. Turn this up a little bit. So we have my boat, my jet boat waiting in the wings. We are almost finished with the Trojan. Yeah. The F-28 Trojan. Wait, you want to talk? He does it so much better than I do.
Said many a women. So.
That's about as bad as Central.
The mystery of the missing fabric has been solved finally, and UPS finally was able to get, I think it was 18 yards of fabric, 240 miles in 20 days. So we have the fabric for the pontoon project, so tonight after dinner and maybe a little visitation down at the marina, we will be sewing together some pontoon seats, and we'll have a video up of that there. And then we didn't film all of the pontoon going together and removing the carpet, but when we do shoot the video for the pontoon and I edited it, we'll just walk around and show you. We recarpeted the whole 24-foot pontoon, took the benches off of it and took them down to the basement down there, and stripped one of them for a pattern, and then left the other one together so we could see when we put the first one together, we still have one complete to, pay attention to, whatever. Kind of like not a pattern, but I have no word for that. No, the one that we left together, so you know what it should look like when you're done, where everything lines up. Then we'll put that video out hopefully maybe Sunday. Bilge pump today for the F28, so that'll get thrown in there. Try and wrap up the F28 the next couple days. The old Trojan there. Maybe make some progress on the pinion. One of our other boats made it in the marina. I didn't tell you that today, but the Tiara is in the water now. So yes, so we have to go down and clean it and size up the isinglass. Hi, Taylor Rose. Yeah, that's going to get isinglass in it this summer. Just the one piece over the windshield. It's got a full camper canvas. We're going to order new isinglass for that and finish a couple more zippers in that. There'll be some videos on that. I have talked Katie into upholstery. So she is going to be learning to upholster, and I'm sure that'll be, what do you call that? R17 rated for language and possibly violence. You learning to sew upholstery. So she's going to learn to sew upholstery, and providing no more problems with sale rate and logistics of materials. We really do like them, and we're going to stick with them for the meantime. Hello. Yes. But the comedian's here and his sidekick. So, hey, microphone. Nobody wants to hear you hitting the microphone. So, she's going to attempt upholstery this year. I'm sure there'll be a learning curve involved there, as there is with me anytime I touch the sewing machine. We will include in the F28, there'll probably be one, maybe two more videos on the F28 before that's ready to be splashed. We repaired the canvas that covers the fly bridge on it, and me and Emmett did that this morning, and that turned out really nice for what it is. The sewing machine, I mean, that thing, the only way to describe that thing is that thing might as well be driving nails. And it was amazing. We had the canvas is probably 20 years old on that, and on the outsides of the umbrella material, they used the old vinyl, what's the word of binding, to go around the edges, and it was all hardened. You know how it gets hard? And that sale rate sewing machine it's like a nail gun with that needle. It just punched through. You'd hear it too. You'd feel the whole machine just go boom, boom, boom. But man, that thing will sew through anything. So we'll include the canvas work we did in the next F28 video. Now you can put the cover on and it all snaps on and it all fits over the fly bridge real nice. Got all the wood done on the F28. That's all got clear coat all the way around. last thing is the bilge pump, 2 new water pump impellers, and kill the comedian behind me, I'm guessing. Yeah, well, you think I got eyes in the back of my head. Don't let me say Sorry for the ums.
We're bad. We're the family of ums.
Yeah, family of
They made a song about
All right. Kenyon has a floor now. Owen suffered a lot putting the floor in, but it's in. Putting in the gas, hooking up the gas gauges to the wires to the sending unit, and all I heard was a 4-letter word, and I looked up there, and he was very, very unhappy. He had dropped the little machine screw for the sending unit, and it slipped down between the tank and the stringer of the boat. He just put the fuel tanks back in it for the second time and had to pull it back out again to get the screw. So, but the tanks are in, the floor's in. Across the back, we got to build like a spot for the battery and the hydraulic pump for the trim tabs, and then that should be done. Other than sewing a carpet, we're gonna, instead of installing and gluing in a carpet, we will be fitting a carpet, maybe sewing a couple seams together on the carpet because the machine that we have is capable of it, and making the carpet snap into the boat. Because chances are whoever ends up with the pinion is probably going to fish it. And in a fishing boat with carpeting, you might want to be able to remove the carpeting and just pressure wash it off. So we're going to make the carpeting snap into that. That only needs about maybe another 4 hours of work. And that pinion project should be done. I'm just going to pass the mic over so she can tell you. You can see the chicken here is all cooking, and she's working on the sauce, so she can tell you what's going on here with the sauce.
All right, so we're making chicken Alfredo sauce from scratch. You start with a little bit of butter in the bottom of the pan, usually 1-for-1 ratio of butter and flour. And then when the butter melts, you just add in your flour and mix it in till it's mixed in really well. You don't want any lumps of flour. And then you slowly add in your milk and mix that in until it's, there's a word I'm looking for. It's not mixed well, but like creamy. It'll be kind of like creamy, like if you're mixing butter and sugar almost. But then you add your milk in and let the butter and the flour incorporate into the milk really well. And then you'll heat your milk up until it's almost at boiling before you're going to add your cheese in. That's what I'm doing right now, but you want to keep stirring it because you don't want the milk to scorch. Abby here is just keeping an eye on the chicken. I got it down on low. Probably could turn it down just on low. She's just keeping an eye on it so it doesn't burn. You've seen her add some more garlic jalapeno to it. She likes the garlic jalapeno seasoning. And we add a little bit of parsley to it. So we're just, there's,
The young monster's in the room. Kill it.
the noodles are almost done over there. Probably another, 5 minutes on the noodles. And I'm just waiting for this milk to come to a boil so I can add the cheese and the garlic. Once the milk is boiling, then we'll add cheese, then we'll add some garlic, and then parsley and pepper. And that will conclude the sauce for the chicken Alfredo. And as always, the broccoli to go with chicken Alfredo. We don't want to overcook it. We don't want mushy broccoli.
Chicken Alfredo is the best.
Yeah. Okay.
The best, sir.
Back to me. Back to boats. So that kind of gets you up to speed with where we are right now. Sorry if this is a little shaky, but here we go. Back over to our, there we go. There we go. Well, we're plugging away. A little surprise. We're going to have some videos coming up that are not pleasure boats or stuff in the backyard here from me. Those, I'm going to save that surprise, but keep looking on the channel for those of you who do watch. And thank you for everybody that's been watching the live feeds. And we really appreciate it. Slowly, we're approaching the old 1 year mark. What, today's 27th.
We start June something?
We started June 1st last year. So we're rolling up on that 1 year. And we didn't think by any chance or stretch of the imagination we would have the videos that we have on the channel today, or the views, or even the subscribers. I mean, when we started, we hoped we'd have some subscribers, but it could have been like 10. And so we're slowly creeping up on that 1,000 mark. And we're going to keep on going with this and just plug away more and more boat content. Today was just kind of a crazy day. Fridays go by fast because 10 o'clock is coming. And boy, you don't realize how fast 10 o'clock at night's going to get there.
Well, now the sun is
until you decide you're going to do a live feed every night at 10 o'clock. And that like just speeds up the Friday. Friday, 10 o'clock gets here quicker than any other day during the week. Owen's back from the marina.
He forgot his words.
You forgot the word? You forgot the words? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other night, just chill. The other night, it rained really hard, I think Wednesday night. And so Owen had just went to bed when it stopped raining. And they've been catching worms every time that it rains. So we thought that we would be really nice to go out and catch some worms for him to fish with this weekend because he was sleeping. So he just took off with probably about 6 dozen worms that we grabbed in 30 minutes out in the yard. And we can thank my dad for that. He told them about how to catch worms last year, and ever since they figured out how to catch worms, we haven't been buying night crawlers, which for any of you that have bought night crawlers can understand that gets pretty expensive to just feed fish worms.
Oh.
Which we have not been doing now. Now we just feed them the worms from the yard.
The best time to...
The best time to catch worms, Emma's trying to tell you, the best time to catch worms is right at night, right after it's rained. They'll be out there and they'll be just strung out in the grass, and you got to be quick though. How quick, Kate? Really quick. She's not quick enough.
Oh, well, you got to have a good grip.
Yeah, you got to have a good grip.
Because if they are quick, they're slippery.
Yeah, they're slippery, but it's fun. She's adding her Parmesan there. I know you can't see it, but she's adding her Parmesan and she's stirring it in and just keep stirring. Little by little, and you mix it in until you get the consistency you want in that Alfredo sauce.
And it is boiling.
And it is boiling, she says. So our crazy Friday day started with finishing all the canvas work on the Trojan, then taking a nap, and then waiting for UPS to show up with the other material, the upholstery material for the pontoon, which is here now. Which turned into my buddy called me up from the marina, who's up, and he went to back his boat in the water, and the rear brakes failed on his truck, and the pedal went almost to the floor, and he had to change some brake parts, so he needed a ride. So I ran down there and helped him out, got him a ride over to get the new caliper, new brake pads. came back up here, and he just called me right before we did the live feed and wanted to know if I had a gimbal bearing for a Merc Cruiser transom assembly, which oddly enough, we keep in stock. We keep a whole transom kit in stock for an Alpha. Bellows, shift cable, gimbal bearing, the whole 9 yards. Now, because oddly enough, here we are, Memorial Day weekend, 9 o'clock at night. Hey, you got a gimbal bearing? Sure do. So that was what we were doing right before the live feed, was getting out the tools to pull a gimbal bearing. There's a lot of people out there that have done a lot better gimbal bearing videos than I have, but we do have one up, I think. Well, I know I don't know if we did a gimbal bearing. We did the stern drive, putting the stern drive on the Mirage. So there is we did a whole repower series. It was one of the first things we did on the channel. It's not very good. Like our next repower series, when we repower the next boat, which who knows when that'll be, but probably sooner than later, will probably be a lot better repower series than the very first one we did.
How are my noodles doing over there?
The noodles, I stirred them a couple times. Behind me here, we have noodles boiling in a pan. They're got about another 5 minutes and they will be done. And they're not sticking, so. Oh.
You know, Abby took off. She's gonna miss chicken Alfredo.
Yeah. There we go. Keep that music going there. See, I'm on it tonight. On the comments. I'm on the music. This is much better than me cooking.
Yeah, I like cooking. Then I don't have to.
She loves the cooking. Better than talking. You'll get better. You're doing fine. All right, I still see 0 people in the top chat. Let me see here. Let me double check. Oh, just that.
I think I'm gonna want to add just
I figured Brad would be watching tonight, but maybe he's just driving up here. Probably already looked at the food and went, I'm having that.
Right.
Chicken Alfredo.
Okay, we're gonna add the garlic.
Oh, there goes in the garlic. That's getting stirred in now. We got all the cheese in there. Now the garlic's going on. So.
Parsley and pepper. Lots of parsley.
And parsley now. What else we got going for boat projects? So Katie's boat project is just on hold right now. Not that it's really on hold, but there's a lot of boats going right now with the other 3 projects that we have going. So hopefully when the Trojan's done and the pontoon's done, then it's back to the Inland Sea Steel Clipper and more 1954 excitement for you. And those videos are just going to be Katie and whoever's helping. Yeah, this guy.
Dad,
What?
Awesome.
we still have to cut up the Owens.
I don't know if we're going to cut up the Owens. I don't know if we're going to repower the Owens. Oh, look at that. There you go. There goes the sauce in there. So the next thing is strain off the noodles. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Your pan's bubbling a little bit, but you got her as low as she'll go. Yeah, so yeah, it's just gonna be her and Emmett will be probably helping do the filming. And when that picks back up, the next video will probably be the front window. So you got the cockpit roof and that comes down with the windows into the cabin roof. And then the cabin roof comes down into the main deck in the front with the 2 windows. And she has that just disassembled right now. In the very front where that makes the taper and comes down to the deck. That whole wood is out of the front of the boat and it's just a big open hole because there's issues with a little bit of rot up there, and then that's a one-piece board that's cracked in half. We haven't figured out whether we're gonna get another piece of lumber and redo that board or try and repair the split in that board. She wants to replace it. I want to repair it. Because I think the repair would be easier than the replacement of it.
Probably.
Right.
I'm agreeing with her. Probably.
She's agreeing, so. Oh. Johnson crankshaft. What are you doing to the pontoon? The pontoon. Well, my buddy picked up the pontoon and it's on a bunk trailer. And it's like 25-year-old pontoon that the furniture was falling apart. The carpeting was hit. It was in rough shape. But the tunes are good. The metal's all pretty good, just a few little dents. But it just needed a full all carpeting and all upholstery, and that's what we're doing right now. Is just a complete reupholster. The carpeting's all done. We removed all the railings and all the deck and everything till it was just a flat plywood deck, and then started from there with carpeting, and then put everything back on, and the same thing with the bases of the seats. All recarpeted them and glued them, and it's all just a complete retrofit on the pontoon. Oh, here come noodles. So that's what we're doing to the pontoon. We will be happy to see the pontoon go bye-bye. Because the pontoon would already be gone and there would already be a couple videos on it if it didn't take, what was it, 17 days.
17
days to get 16 yards of material, 234 miles. So that's why the pod.
We can't do it with this equipment.
No, we can't get her done with this technology, said UPS. They lost the first package of material one day in, like literally one day in. And then it'd been Wednesday, we still hadn't seen material, as frustrating as that is. And this is after a few phone calls and stuff, and finally about Wednesday, about 4 o'clock in the morning, because I have nothing better to do Wednesdays at 4 a.m., we sat here and basically wrote a 2-page email that consisted something along the lines of, we like your company, we don't want to send this letter, but we're 2 weeks in, we don't have our material that we paid for, we have a project ripped apart on hold, we're only 230 some miles apart, the Pony Express could have got it here by now. I could sit here and read the whole letter. All you need to know is that we fired off that letter about 5:30 in the morning, and at 8:01 in the morning I had a response to the letter. At 8:04 in the morning I had another email from Sailrite that said the reorder was being processed. And at 8:15 in the morning, I had confirmation that it was just waiting for UPS to pick it up. And that was Wednesday, and today it showed up. So what we couldn't get done in 2 weeks, we got done basically in 3 days. That material got pulled off the rack, packaged, shipped, and here. So I don't need to read the letter, but you get the gist of it. At least somebody got the gist of it, because the material got here today. Food looks amazing. Yes, it does. Thank you. Oh, that's Trevor. Trevor, you know, that golf cart does make it right back up here. Oh, is that mine? Oh, my Lord.
Well, if you eat half of it, I'll eat the other half.
Oh, we can share this plate. Yes, a plate for two. So that was the big holdup. By the way, we haven't even, because we were just gonna shoot like one pontoon video that kind of showed, like, you know, a couple of the pictures of when we started, and then because there's too many good videos of how to do upholstery and recarpeting and all that right at Sailrite. Anybody that's looking and you got that old decrepit kind of dingy boat and think you want to try something yourself as far as like upholstery or carpeting or headliners or anything boats, Sailrite is just a free resource, you know, and it's SAILRITE.
It's just a little.
And they're in Indiana. They're a little company, been around since 1969. And even though it took me 3 weeks to get my materials, essentially, they're a good company. Things happen. It wasn't their fault. They didn't lose the material. If I have any complaints, I mean, come on, UPS, get it together. Last year, we ordered struts for the wife's truck because we were ditching the air ride suspension on it. And we ordered struts out of Florida. And I'm one of those people, and we all know, oh, look, tracking, I can follow it. Oh, it left the building. Oh, it went to this terminal here. Oh, it went on this truck. And I just I like to do that. So last year, I'm following the struts. Oh, they left the building in Florida. Oh, they went to the terminal. Oh, they're at the terminal in Chicago. Oh,
Shocker.
only one box left Chicago. Uh-oh. And so surely the next day, only one box showed up in Ludington, Michigan. And so I called the company immediately, and they were real cool. Sunrise something out of Florida there had the parts. And they were really cool about it. They're like, yep, okay, UPS lost it. Yep, no problem. We're shipping you another set right now. Should they find the other set that we originally shipped, please just ship them back, return them. I said, okay, no problem. So eventually, the box that they lost showed up. Got scanned in Washington State. My struts made a left at Chicago and went all the way to the West Coast. Then got scanned in, made the trip back across, and then showed up. I had the ones that they shipped out of Florida 2 days before the ones that went to California. So that's how we've been doing with shipping. Let's see.
Not well.
With a 44th. No, you know, I don't think, I've never had a force outboard. Oddly enough, the traditional OMC stuff, Johnson's Evernude, that's
Mariner.
Yeah, Mariner, because Mariner's basically Mercury or whatever. I like Mariner. The pontoon's got a Mariner 40 on it. Our go-to for our little dinghy engine is a 5-horse Mariner. Those Mariners, man, you're looking for a deal. People see those Mariners and some people shy away from them, and I've always had good luck with them. So, force, I'm trying to remember. I'm racking my brain because he says you don't want anything with a force on it. 40 horse force.
40 horse force.
Oh, you do want anything. Do you want anything to do with a 40 horse force? I want to say force outboards, I think, are hard to get parts for.
I don't know. That's one I haven't come across.
Oh, well, no, because they were only a couple years back in the late 80s or early 90s that force was around. So, anyways, well, here's the mic. I'm going to pass it off to her, and she can tell you how this all came together here at dinner. Oh, you'd like the rest of the microphone? Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, we really kind of covered how it all came together. When you get your cheese sauce all melted in your pot and boiling, then you add your garlic last. You throw in some parsley and pepper to taste. As much pepper as you want. But we had a lot of extra jalapeno garlic sauce seasoning added to the dish. So I didn't add too much pepper to the cheese sauce.
Yeah, I turned it. You gotta be more on this side. I turned it.
Okay, anyway. Once your sauce is done,
There is something wrong. That's what you come up with, son?
once the cheese sauce is done, you just pour it over your chicken and any vegetables that you wanted to add to the sauce. And throw it over some noodles. So, I don't know, you kind of covered everything. You even talked about my boat for me, so I don't even have anything to fall back on.
How much are you looking forward to upholstery and learning to upholster?
He gets the evil eye every time he mentions it. I'm not a sewer. It's gonna actually take some work to... I tried using my daughter's sewing machine and I just bunched up a great big knot underneath where the spindle, is it called the spindle underneath?
Yeah.
What's that called? The bullet. The bullet.
The bobbin?
Bobbin. See? There might be a little bit to learn there. But,
Alex, I'll take sewing machine trivia for 200, please. What is called under the little bobbin plate? The round thing?
a bobbin. You said it. You can't say it in the question, in the answer.
Okay, but I'll give her this one. She said bullet, and that is.
But that's only because I have bullets on the brain, because my boat has bullets in it. Nordberg bullets. It is just right on the top of my head.
Now, you know that point when you could have just let the husband say something and you would have looked smart? Because what I was about to say is we'll give her bullet, because my 1928 Singer sewing machine that I have actually takes a bullet bobbin, which is, instead of a little round bobbin like this that you wind the thread on, it's got a little spool inside that you wind up, and then the little spool goes into it looks like a bullet, okay, and then you pull your thread out, and that machine has an arm underneath instead of like a hook assembly that pulls the thread around the bobbin. What that does, the bullet bobbin machines, and you can look this up, it's really cool, is that arm shoots back and forth as the needle comes down and makes the hoop to pass the bullet, or pass the bobbin thread through. And that shoots that little bullet bobbin right through the hoop of thread that's pulled down to make the knot that's pulled up, and it's called a bullet bobbin. And I was going to say that's why you were calling it a bullet, but no, you fixed that for me.
Whatever, it was a good cover. It was an all right cover. Anyway, Mr. Sewing Machine over here. 19.
That's right. And the third child will be coming down to hang out with your third child soon, Trev. You want me to see if I got 2 of the dinosaur costumes?
So from Spaceballs, I always watch Mr. Radar with coffee.
I remember that. Go eat your dinner.
I always watch Radar with coffee. Yes, sir.
Oh my word. Oh, that's good.
It is so good. Man, I forgot how good it was. That's really good. So, how are we doing here on, I can't see, well, we got 15 minutes. We're shooting for an hour. He says yes. 2 dinosaurs. Oh. So, too bad Brad and Danny aren't in here. Pasta looks great. It is, Victoria. You know, I'm pretty sure you want us to bring down a plate when we come down. So, what was it? Now Victoria made me lose my train of thought. I was going to say something.
I was going to let you eat. I was going to start talking
Oh, I know. I don't know if Brad and Danny are hanging out in the wings or not, but I was going to ask them if I'm the better speaker and you're the better cooker here, or if I'm the better cooker and the better.
I don't even know why he asks these questions sometimes. I guess he was trying to outrank my stupidness.
I guess. Yes. So, other than that, well, I know what I was going to. Go ahead.
I was just going to mention that in the research of my boat, John has found his dream boat, but
That's what I was about to start on.
only because we've grown up, the kids have grown up living on a boat and fishing like all day every day in the summertime out in Lake Michigan, and we need something to replace that for fishing. And I don't want to see a bunch of fishing poles drilled holes into my boat, so we were looking at a Steelcraft, which is, I think we mentioned earlier about how that was kind of part of where Inland Seas came from, because Steelcraft kind of started the popularity after the war in the steel boats. Okay, did you want to add anything about your boat?
If Zach's watching, he's just spinning and his head's coming off at this point that you don't want fishing stuff on a boat. I mean, fishing in a boat goes like water in a boat.
It does. I can't disagree.
Right. So, like, no fishing stuff on a boat is like, why have a boat in the desert anyways?
Because Victoria will understand. And sometimes it's just nice to sit on a boat and enjoy the sunset.
I don't know if she's going to agree with that because she really likes reeling in a big fish.
Oh, I do too. I do too. I just don't want it on my boat.
May the
So-
sports be with you.
In our adventures, we are on the hunt. So maybe we won't be the ones to find it. Maybe somebody will find it and send it to us. But we're looking for at least a 1946 through
Like 50.
through 50, she says, Steelcraft 26 footer. They made a couple different sizes. We're specifically looking for the 26 footer. The idea behind that is we want to make an economical fishing boat that is so economical that nobody else has seen one that economical.
Well,
And we essentially have already done that. Only a few people actually know. A couple of our close friends actually know this little fact about the old Owens boat that we've had the last couple of years. But there was a general theme behind that boat when we bought that boat back in 2011. And I had the one we have now is a 1966 30-foot wood. And the one I had before was a 1958 with twin 283s. And that boat and this is back in the 90s at gas prices, just to go up to the islands 90 miles north of us and come back was $500-600 in gas, you know. And I've over the years, over all the years of playing with boats now, and that's been a few. I got my first boat when I was in kindergarten, the rowboat. There's videos of that on the channel, the kids playing with the 12-foot rowboat. That's Dad's rowboat. I got that for a birthday present when I was in kindergarten. No motor or nothing. I just got a boat with 2 oars. I didn't get a motor until I was like 13 years old or 12 that I mowed lawns and bought an outboard from the neighbor, which is in the basement. 1946 4-cylinder Evernude Zephyr 5.5 horse. Still have it, my first outboard. But anyways, the one thing I've discovered over all the years with boats is usually I have time to use boats when I don't have money to use boats. Or if I have the money to use the boats, I don't have the time to use the boats. And when we got the Owens, I took that into consideration when we got that boat. I thought, you know, I'm going to put this boat together where we don't need a fortune to run us, where we don't need $600 worth of fuel every time we pull up to the marina.
Wow.
So when we
And I'll send it out.
kind of hashed out what we were going to do with that boat,
Yeah, it's good.
we went for two Westerbeek 4-cylinder sailboat diesels, about 30-40 horse apiece, the little 4-cylinder ones. And we installed those in that boat. Now, granted, the boat will never ever see 28 mile an hour unless we drop it from a tall building. But out on the water, we can get it up to 11 or 12 when both diesels are running. Not horribly fast, but trawler speed. You know, for all your trawlers, they go 10 mile an hour. So we can keep up. Actually, we can beat a trawler with that boat. So now let's talk about how economical it is. If you're running up the lake at 10 mile an hour with both engines running, you're burning about 1.5 gallons an hour, if that. The best we've been able to figure was we going up the lake with both engines around 7 miles to the gallon. Now, when we go to fish and we go down to one engine idling, we literally, no, you leave that dinosaur alone. That dinosaur is going to be the death of you, son. So anyways, when we go down to fishing on one engine, we are somewhere right around 1 gallon of fuel for 5 hours of trolling, right in that neighborhood. The last time we fished the boat all season, which wasn't last summer, last summer it didn't go in.
It's like
It was 2020 it was in, and we fished it. Yeah, we fished it in 2020. And when we were going out and fishing with that boat, we could leave here at 6 a.m. We could idle, well, not idle, but we could cruise up to the point at 8 mile an hour, 9 mile an hour up to the point, set lines, fish all day long and all night. We'd take the meal, we'd cook on the boat, we'd do the whole spew on the boat.
It was good.
And come back in around 10 at night. We were burning roughly 4 gallons a day. 4 gallons a day for the better part of like 16, 17 hours on the water. So we're looking at that going, we need that in a fishing boat. We need that. Well, the Owens was our fishing boat. And maybe we'll put up a video. I got a really nice video of Katie fighting a really nice king. And maybe I'll cut that down, and it's like 20 minutes, but maybe we'll edit that and get it out there. But so we want to do that with a 26-foot steel Steelcraft boat. And so we're hunting because we want a Steelcraft. We want to use a turbocharged diesel. We want to do about 120 horse. But we want to do a modern, not an old sailboat diesel. We want to do a modern TDI Mercury diesel in there where we can have a top speed of like around 27, 29 mile an hour at like 4 to 5 miles to the gallon, wide open, and then 5 hours of trolling on 1 gallon of fuel. We want to put together a Steelcraft like nobody else has in the world for fishing.
Right, but then the layout on top of it.
Right, and the reason for the Steelcraft is the layout, because you got a head on there, you got a couple bunks on there, you got a dinette that turns into another couple sleeping spots. You still have a big open back deck for fishing. It's like the best of everything. Not so much for like a liveaboard, but something like you want to go out. Say you want to go up to the Manitou Islands in Lake Michigan, 90 miles from here, and you want to spend a weekend and fish and be able to stay on the boat and then come back down. This is what we're looking at. Full solar on the roof, like 600 watts of solar on the roof, so you're never worried about a dead battery, plus it'll ease the load on the alternator, hydraulic autopilot, TDI diesel with a 2.5 to 1 reduction transmission. We're talking about 1,000 RPM idle, about 7 mile an hour clutched in, but then a trolling slipper transmission. so that you can get her down to your 2-3 mile an hour troll speeds. Like we've been working it out, just everything about it, and so I'm pretty sure anybody sees a 26-foot Steelcraft that there's something left of, feel free to drop us an email, a comment, anything, because we are looking for something that is a project though. We don't want, not looking for your $20,000 restored Steelcraft to cut up into a fishing boat. We're looking for $1,500 worth of junk in the backyard that's solid enough to blast down and build up to the level we want. So that's, I think, what time you got there?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. So that's what we're looking for.
1 minute.
That's what we would like to do in the future. Just one of the many projects that we want to do in the future, but we want to build the fishing boat that nobody has. We want to build the fishing boat that you can go out and fish on all day long for $50 in fuel or $70 in fuel, and that's when fuel's $10 a gallon. You know, I mean, we want to build the boat that when people see it go out the harbor, they take one look at it and go, they've been out every day this week. What the hell? What is it, Rockefeller? Is their last name Carnegie? They must own stock in Exxon.
What's his name with the puppet that says
So that's kind of our goal there for the fishing. But plus, we think it would be really cool, and it's something that you can look around. And if you're into boats, please show me the boat that already does that, because I haven't found it yet. But I know the hull technology from the 40s, when they were only dealing with 120, 170 horse maximum engines, and they were doing the single engine, they designed those hulls to plane with that less horsepower and have that speed. The particular hull we're looking for, the 26-foot Steelcraft, that's designed for like 120 horsepower and run 26 mile an hour. And anybody that's into engines right now knows that the modern diesels, even like Cummins has that little one that they're selling to everybody for their pickup truck, and that thing's like a couple hundred horse. So I mean, we're talking a really small diesel, and then we're talking about a lot of idling for the fishing. I mean, I want to put this together because I haven't seen it for sale. But I'm having a funny feeling that once we do it, we won't be the only ones to do this, because who wants to go fish? Who wants to go fish for $50 a day instead of $150 or $250? Or if you got one of these big boats, 35-foot twin 454s, she's chugging down 2 gallons every 1 mile. Gas is $6 a gallon, $12 a mile. Yeah, I want to go the other way. So with that, thanks for watching, anybody who's tuned in. And if you're catching this after the live feed later this week, please give it a like or a comment, or anything you want to see us cook or do differently. Or we love trolls. Troll lives matter. So I mean, feel free to troll us at any point.
At any point.
At any point. So with
Don't
that,
forget to subscribe.
I'm going to hand it over for her to say night-night and bye-bye.
All right, guys. Well, it was good to see you. Glad you came. If you want to throw a subscribe up there or a like, that'd be great. And we'll see you next Friday at 10 p.m. for dinner in a boat. Let us know what you want us to make in the comments below. Have a good night.
Bye.